All right, folks, here we go. We are here today and this afternoon for a match between WSUTech and College of Dupage. This will be a best of 5 series. We'll get started here in just a few minutes. My name is Deathless. I'm the Esports coordinator here at WSUTech, and joining me today is Maria. We're going to try to do a little bit of casting here. So, Maria, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, Maria.
Awesome. We will get started here in just a few minutes. The teamers are in lobby, and we will get going. There is a 2.5 minutes streamer delay, so once we get into that, we will take a little break for some music, and then we will be back here in just a few minutes. All right, here we go. Teams will be starting in to pick a ban here. Let's see, looks like Dupage gets to ban first. See how they go here. They ban Yone to start.
I'm really wondering here if they're going to try and ban out Grim first.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. Either Grim or Remix are both two of our highest rated players, so those two getting target banned are definitely on the menu. And they get rid of Brand. Brand's been really strong lately in support. Looks like we block out the Jinx. Which I'm pretty sure they're ADC. That's one of his top picks.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure that's one of our ADC's topics too. That's interesting that they gave that up.
Yeah, instead of the counter pick, for sure. And we get a Malphite ban for up top. Malphite's always strong. It's got such a good team presence. And we get a Zac pick. He got nerfed recently, didn't he?
I'm pretty sure he did, yeah.
I think he's still pretty strong, though. And we
I
got
think they only try to touch on his healing or something along the lines.
And we got a Leona pick. I do like our Leona. Leona's got a good kit. A little bit of peel, a little bit of engage, good team fight synergy with her R.
And with the Zeri there too, that's heavy lockdown.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. We got a Recon.
Yeah, a very engaged, heavy-looking team.
Yeah, we got a lot of engage, a lot of CC from them. Aatrox is strong. See where we go here. Probably need to either counter this heavy engage and team fight they have, or
Safe pick for Cled.
yeah. I know that's one of Undefined's top champions, so he should at least be comfortable there. We'll see how it fits in with the team comp, but
Some really heavy AD on our team too. Hopefully,
yeah,
mid and jungle fill that gap.
hopefully. We have a we had a Viban and it's the other guy. I forget the other guy's name.
Oh, Azir.
Azir. There we go. Remember, he's the one with the phalanx R, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's extremely difficult. So if they're banning, that means whoever plays him must be really good.
Yeah. Very, very proficient with it. And we get Kai'Sa ban. Fiddle ban from Dupage. Blocking out some of that AP jungle options. Let's see where we go from there. And it's the last ban there. It's the Dryad, right? Can't remember her name.
Oh, what's that name? Kaisa?
On their side.
Oh,
After
Lilia.
Lilia, there we go. And we get a Viego.
Heavy AD into a Zac.
Yeah, that's interesting choices for sure. See how it goes. Get a Xayah.
Hopefully the armor pen will be enough.
Hopefully. One more pick here for Dupage, and then WSUTech will get the last pick here.
I think their mid laner likes complicated artillery mages.
Yep.
Azir, Hui.
Oh, and there's Hue. So, Hue is probably the poster child of complicated right now.
Yes. With, what is it? Over 10 different abilities.
Well, it's just all the crazy combinations. Yeah. So
Yeah.
people don't understand for Hue, you combo his abilities. So we call their abilities, Q, E, W, R, because that's where they're usually bound. And for Hue, you get different effects depending on how you combine those abilities. So it gets complicated quickly.
Yeah.
And then an Orianna pick. I like that.
That's very good into Hui, honestly. She can zone him really well.
Yeah. Orianna's got good team fight capabilities as well. We'll have a short break here for the streamer delay. So give us just a second here. We will be back momentarily for the beginning of the game. our stuff fixed here.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
All right. Rhea, how are we feeling about
30 seconds until minions spawn.
about our team comp here?
It's severely lacking in the AP department, which is kind of hard against a Zac. He's a very good tank, but I think if they get some good armor pen, some max health damage, and really utilize their team fight, they have a good chance.
Yeah. Let's see how they do here. A little early poking.
Minions have spawned.
Get a quick back here to reset. Red team's going to start blue here. And leash for remix. We got Kled battling out here a bit. You have to play smart up there against Aatrox.
Looks like bot lane will have to wait for level 3 since the other team will get level 2 first.
Yeah. Undefined's got to be careful here. Early poke battle in mid. Well, I got 2 first. Bobby and Abyssal are getting shoved under tower. They may end up living there for a little bit this game.
Yeah, Xayah has a lot of really good wave control.
Yeah.
Just like that. That's first blood, yeah.
First blood, just a little out of position there.
At least for Kong got that kill and not Xayah.
Yeah, for sure. Vega's kind of sitting mid here. Yeah, moves off, goes back to farm, not able to find a good gank opportunity there. Page's back lane, or bottom lane backs. Well, they've got priority.
Looks like top's getting shoved in pretty hard.
Yeah. Defiant's gonna be careful here too, he's almost off his mount. Oh, we have a gank here.
Kong in the mid lane.
And Memento's gonna go down. Got Zac hovering here, and Viego might have a good fight here on top. Here we go. Oh, Undefined's gotta be careful here, he doesn't know Zac's there. Gotta be careful.
He focuses on getting Scarlet back up.
Ah. And Remix gotta be careful here. Ah, that's a tough
That was
exchange.
unfortunate. Just a case of not knowing who to target right there.
Yeah. Well, a little bit of a hole here to start for WSUTech. We're going to have to get some farm in and maybe get a pick or two here. Get back into this one. Got some vision battles going on the bot lane here. Viego's kind of hovering middle of the river here, so he goes bot or mid.
There's a lot of Poking going on. No one's
And
telling
Viego's
anybody.
counter jungling here. Oh, getting jumped on by Zach. Alright,
Pretty good escape on that.
we have dual objectives up here at the start of the match, spawning at the same time. We have a dragon and are they void grubs now? Is that the name?
Yeah, void grubs.
Void grubs on the top half of the map. Usually you start to see some fights over these objectives, so we'll see if either team goes down. Looks like Dupage has priority in at least 2 of their lanes, so maybe a dragon fight here soon. Like Tech does have some good vision in both dragon and up by the void grubs.
It looks like they're going to probably start on NBT or void.
Yeah, looks like Aatrox may start here. Let's go up and take a look at Aatrox. Yep, he's starting void grubs. Like Zach will probably come up and assist him. Got a fight here on bottom.
It's a good dash from able to dodge into that damage.
Yep. And looks like Dupage is going to take void grubs. Got a fight down here on bottom. Chance here for WSUTech maybe to get a pick.
Zaya has a lot of really good multi-target damage.
That is rough.
I didn't realize how far Rakan's dash was to Zaya. I know that it's enhanced between the two of them, but that's really, really good dash range.
Yeah, Rakan has a lot of mobility. Click getting shoved in here again. Skirmishing in mid. Viego's coming down. But the Huey's gonna get out, and it looks like they don't know Zach is there. Zach's probably gonna have a counter gank here. Let's go mid.
Hopefully Ariana can help engage.
Yeah. And looks like we're probably looking bots maybe for an engage down here. Zach is engaged dragon. Might have a gank here mid. I think they have that warded.
Oh, that is gone.
Looks like Aatrox gonna get a plate here. Alright, Zach is behind, down below. Let's see where Zach's getting ready to engage here, maybe. Counter jungling at the moment. Oh, we got a collapse on Huey, maybe? And it looks like he's going to get out. And let's see if Zach engages here. Oh,
Yeah,
Zach
Leona doesn't have ult, so she can't do much there to stop her.
Well, they survive. That should be at least some plates off that turret if it doesn't completely go down. Looks like the minions might save it here. Viego coming up river here. Tech has got to find some picks here soon. Ooh, Aatrox all in there. Clearing some vision out. Got another set of... Sorry, next objective up should be... Shelly should be up here soon, right? Yeah, there we go. About 10 seconds.
Looks like no one's going to get the grub bonus this game.
Yeah.
You'll need at least 5. Those are about to disappear.
Getting a little push down on bot lane. Rakan doing a lot of roaming here, as Rakan does.
Hopefully Zeri and Leona can get some damage in on that tower on Zaya before Rakan comes back.
Hopefully. Oh, Remix has to be careful here. Gonna get collapsed on. Oh, see if he can get out. Ah, the Ignite got him.
Plays combo with the ult. His passive and ult stack really well off of each other.
Yeah.
So it's hard to escape that damage.
Tower goes down up top. Looks like they're going to take bot tower here as well. Alright, Kled is... Ooh, Kled's in trouble here. Gets knocked off his mount.
Well, he might just need to back up here.
Yeah, he probably should have just... He got out, though. They're going to get another tower. That's all 3 mainline towers down for Tech. A little team skirmish here. Dupage is grouping up. Looks like they're... Oh, they're going to re-engage here. And dive. Get 2 more picks. And probably another tower.
Very heavy engage from here.
Yeah.
Hopefully Oriana could get a pick on that Zaya.
That'd be nice. That'd be a good start.
Just get them on the board.
Yeah, Oriana has to be careful here. I don't know that she knows that Rakan's there.
Looks like bottom top are looking to get way off. Catch them off guard.
It's gonna be tough here for Tech. They're just in a pretty big hole here. Have to play a lot more defensive, not having as much vision in their own jungle.
Oh, there's the Aatrox.
Yeah. Got Zac is waiting too. There's the R from Zac. Oh, Oriana's be lucky.
Oriana's out of there.
Yeah. Goes down, unfortunately. Remix goes down.
That's Dragon for Dupage.
Should be, yep. Could also get Herald off that, maybe. Yeah, looks like they're going to get another tower as well. So WSUTech's down to 1 mid tower. See if Dupage shifts here. Yeah, they're pinging already, so they're probably going to shift and take Rift Herald.
When they take Rift Herald, they can probably get an inhibitor out of it.
Should be able to. As long as they go mid or bot with it. That clearing out some vision. Ooh, got stolen there on the red buff.
Hopefully Leon doesn't get caught out here. In case she gets out.
Yeah, at this point in the game, Tech's just going to have to start finding some picks. But it may be too little too late with this much of a lead.
Yeah.
There's the dive. Penta goes down. That's a double for
Looks
Aatrox.
there are only 3 people in there to help with the main group.
And they're going to get picked from behind. This is probably going to be Ace.
Absolutely. Pentacle for Aatrox?
Penta for Aatrox, wow. And maybe game?
It might be. They have the Void Grub bonus, it looks like. At least enough to get the Voidlings.
They got Shelly, right?
Yes.
They haven't popped that yet, have they?
Nope, it looks like they're using it for the main towers, maybe.
Yep.
Unless we missed it being cast up in top lane.
Yeah, it might have. I might have missed it there.
Yeah, it looks like Play doesn't have it in the forward slots. They probably already used it.
Yeah, they must have used it on that top tower then. Alright, looks like Dupage is going to group up here and push mid. Zach engages with the R here. Looks like Remix is able to skirt the danger for now. Oh, there's the ARF. Oh, missed the engage.
It's like we're talking about the back line.
Yeah.
And they get
That's just too much.
Yep.
That should do it here. They should be able to finish here, I would suspect. Other triple Aatrox is just tearing them up. And that's the ace, and that will do it. Alright, rough opening game here. We will take a short break. The other team will probably take about a 5-10 minute break here with the streamer delays and stuff. And then we will be back for game 2. This is a best of 5 series, so we got at least 3 games on the menu tonight. So we will be back here in just a little bit. All right, we are back with Game 2 Pick Bands. I will be stepping back. One of our other casters, Audrey, is going to step in and take over the play-by-play. Maria may have to step out here after this game, and if so, I'll take over her spot, but I'll let them get started here.
Thank you for the introduction, Garrett. All right. So starting off with an Aatrox ban. Last game I did see just the tail end of it. I saw that Aatrox was absolutely dominating the field.
Yes.
Absolutely gross. Just really a dominant carry this patch, wouldn't you say?
Yes. I really think that with all the new items and the fact that there's no mythics anymore, he can really abuse the new item sets and really dominate lane and early game, which looks like what he did with Kled.
Oh, totally. With Profane Hydra's wave clear and then his interaction with his passive, with working with Sundered Sky, it's just a gross character. The Hui ban also makes sense. Those ults were destroying team fights. That character has everything. What an overloaded character. Gotta love to see it though.
Yeah, Deathless and I were talking last Champ Select about how Hui has about 10 different abilities total.
Yeah, just
It's
about.
just very hard to tell when he's going to combo how.
The Zac ban, it looks like they're just banning every character that was played last game. Wouldn't you agree?
It looks like it. I do think, though, that they might keep their Jinx ban from last game. I know that, or they're picking it for our ADC, one of the two. I was
personally
confused
would
that they
love to
didn't.
see a Jinx pick here, actually.
Yeah. I was
Jinx is a
confused that they
really
didn't
strong
try and
hyper
pick her
carry
last
this
time.
patch. Yeah, because, as some people may know, some people may not, I was on the WSUTech team for the last season of League of Legends. So I have some insight on the players, and I know that Javelin loves Jinx. So really shocked me that wasn't picked there.
I'm pretty sure the other team also plays Jinx, so they opted to ban instead, I think.
Definitely the
But
safer option, but
yes.
gotta love a little risk in your life.
It looks like their bot lane's going for more range than engage this time since they went Xayah Rakan the previous game.
Ooh, yeah. Xayah Rakan is a really strong engaged team, so it looks like they're going to be drafting more poke heavy because Xerath really, like all of landing phase, doesn't have great all in and only wins by poking you down, slowly whittling away at your defense. Which is why I kind of like or don't like Tahm Kench here, because on one hand, if played around bushes correctly, Tahm Kench can just jump on Xerath and Jhin, and they just don't have enough damage to deal with him, and Jinx will just melt them. But if not played correctly, and it has to be played flawlessly, the Xerath and Jhin can just poke down the Tahm Kench out of lane. And then it's kind of not great because you're essentially playing a 1v2 at that point. But we
Yeah,
do see a Teemo pick here. Interesting.
We lacked a lot of AP last game. My biggest worry was that the only AP last game was Orianna, and there was a lot of damage lacking on our side. So I do think that it looks like they're aiming for more of a balance this time.
Yeah.
Which is really
As of
good.
the new season, Teemo is not a terrible pick. And because they have Tahm Kench, they don't need frontline in the top lane. So, I personally would rather have a frontline jungler as well, but not a tank. Because, you have Tahm Kench as a tank. So I would like to see like another Viego pick here. That would be great because it's a frontline bruiser that can play like an assassin, really in their face, high damage, carry potential, but still being in the front line because right now they have two ranged picks. So you wouldn't want someone super squishy like a Nocturne pick here.
Yeah. And someone like Kane where he can go in between because it looks like they're only squishy right now. So
Kane
someone
would be
who could
great.
adapt really well. And I've seen our junglers Kane, and I've played with it too, and it's very, very reliable.
Love to hear that. Love to hear that. But Teemo pick is definitely interesting, but I also do know that Undefined does play Teemo more than any other character, so maybe going for that comfort despite him not being the best coordination-wise or for team play, maybe that comfort pick is all we need here. Some people overvalue how much a team fighting character is and how much the meta is when sometimes you just need to play what you know.
Yes, especially when it looked like our problem last game was just everyone looked really uncomfortable in their lanes and were overthinking a lot of their attacks, their farming, a lot of it. So I really
Totally
do
could have been
think
that way.
aiming for just what they know is what's going to get them out of a rut.
Unfortunately, we do see Dupage taking away the Viego pick here, so the idea of our team picking Viego is kind of down the drain. But WSU Tech is looking at picking Kha'Zix, which is interesting because that is an assassin, which isn't exactly what I was thinking for the draft. However, it's a really strong backline character, and since they're currently the Dupage team, it's currently made up of 4 squishies. Kha'Zix could be extremely useful here. However, I do notice the WSU Tech has only drafted 2 AP, one of which is hybrid 50-50 ADAP, which is Tom Kench. And then we have Timo, which is the only true AP carry on this team, because it looks like WSU Tech has drafted Renekton mid, unless it's Timo mid, but it's hard to say.
It looks like DuPage made the same choice with Xerath being the only AP. Cassante I don't even think is a hybrid. He's more of a
No,
bruiser type.
Cassante's all AD.
So it looks like Tom Kench might have been a great pick for his tankiness.
So, is it Cassante mid? That's interesting. With the mid lane changes of the new season, Cassante mid get a little bit worse, but it was very strong last season. And with Cassante just being generally strong right now and Dupage needing a tank, I think Cassante mid isn't the worst pick here. I personally like Mundo mid as my tank pick, but I don't know how much better that would be than the Cassante.
Honestly, I think it might be Xerath mid, since their mid laner plays champions like Azir and Hui. Xerath would be right up their alley. It might be Xerath mid, Pantheon support, Cassante top.
It's very likely. Very likely.
All right, folks, we'll take a little musical break here for the spectator delay, and we'll be back in just a minute.
All right, the match is starting.
Looks like it is Cassante mid.
Yeah, very interesting pick. I do like
Very
it, though.
different. Very different from his previous champions.
Oh, absolutely. Though it is nice to see that he did recognize to bring Ghost and TP, because I am friends with a few Cassante players, and they've been letting me know that Flash isn't really useful on Cassante, but not a lot of people actually are keen on that.
I've been hearing about that too. I've played him a couple of times in top lane and almost never used Flash when I was up there except to get away from a gank.
Yeah, it looks like WSUTech did get a ward on the bot laners for Dupage, but Dupage was not able to kill the ward. And it looks like in top lane, the Pantheon is trying to cheese Undefined, but Undefined is trying to cheese the Pantheon.
It looks
Pantheon
like
does know,
Pantheon has
though.
out-cheesed him.
Pantheon does unfortunately know.
Xerath got some vision over by our Raptors, looks like.
Yeah, nothing too exciting yet. It's how the first minute and a half go. Looks like a regular full clear pathing for our jungler. Though, me personally, I like starting on a blue buff, but it's preference.
I do know, I heard it somewhere where it's always good to try and start on the side that bot lane is on, so that way you get
Yeah.
a faster leash.
Oh yeah, much better leash, but I like starting blue side and not getting a leash, because I believe the blue side clears a little faster. All right, and it looks like Dupage going for a little poke, but Javi the Javelin did dodge the Xerath spells pretty well. Pantheon going in onto the Teemo, getting PTA procced, but Teemo out poking it, now spacing really well, dodging the Pantheon Qs. I like to see those trades. Not the best trades, but not the worst. Going pretty even so far.
Looks like Cassante and Renekton are both not really focusing on the lane at the moment, getting some deep vision.
Yeah, absolutely. It seems they're playing for their junglers respectively. Now Pantheon going for a all-in trade onto the Teemo, going for that long-range Q, hoping to possibly execute but misses it. Xerath still going for some poke, but Tahm Kench is able to trade some damage out onto him. Seems like a pretty even health trade, other than maybe a little more damage on Jinx. Oh, but the spell's going right on the auto attacks. Jinx really low due to Jhin and Xerath targeting the Jinx super hard. But Memento Mori going for an all-in, but gets stunned under tower. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Cassante stacked up the Q3. This could be terrible news if anything happens in mid lane. You have to play super safe around that. The range is insane.
It really is, and once he's level 6, there's no getting out.
Oh, absolutely. There is a reason why he tells everyone to face him.
Looks like Jinx had it back early for some health. Hopefully he can catch up and farm and make up for that soon.
Yeah, forcing out that back was really good for Dupage, and that was a really well-timed blind on Teemo's part, but it did not help because the ease damage was just too much. Teemo is too low, and it seems like that is first blood for Dupage and the first death for WSUTech. Very unfortunate. However, it seems salvageable. It's not over till it's over.
Everyone has seen from the beginning of last game to here, it's very obvious that everyone's immediately doing better.
Absolutely. I'm noticing much better trading and just more conscious laning phase practices. So it looks like Memento Mori is going for a slow push on the Cassante. That might possibly freeze the wave here, actually. And Cassante just leveled up to get his mana back, but about to run out, though Viego is ganking. However, Cassante is really low. Flash out on Memento Mori, but he gets hit by the Q3 on Cassante. Cassante runs away. Viego looking to get a little more poke. He's walking back in, gonna go for the stun, gets the stun, and then Memento Mori stuns the Viego back, goes to the heal on the Q3, dashes in, but dies anyways. Unfortunate. That looked really promising for an outplay.
Kha'Zix might get the double kill here.
Ooh, that is true. Kha'Zix might be able to clean it up. Let's see if that happens. Never mind. Unfortunately,
Looks
they were
like
playing a little too safe and a little too aware of that. Oh, but Tom Kench get poked out and just dies instantly. That fourth shot on Jin was just too much damage for him to handle.
I wonder if his gray health shield was down on cooldown.
Must have been. Must have been. Going for a really good poke on the Xerath with Jinx's W. Seems like he was aware of the Xerath's position, but unfortunately it didn't lead to too much. But getting that little health advantage could be what makes the difference in this lane. Because
I do know Javi's super aware of he's hyper aware of supports hiding in bushes. It's one of the things that he's really been wanting to figure out.
Gotta love to see that. So Cassante uses his R, going all out. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to end for a kill for him, but that's wonderful for WSUTech because that is a massive cooldown being put down. Now, Memento Mori using his ult and getting the solo kill. I really can't imagine what the Cassante was thinking there with that ult. I'm going to be honest.
It was one of those things where he missed just about everything there. He should have just backed off while he had the chance to, honestly. Looks like Pantheon is
ulting down. Okay. This looks pretty bad for WSUTech. However, Tom Kench was roaming up already. Might be able to clean it up because Tom Kench has a very shocking amount of damage. You got to respect it. He could go for a Q here. Gets a perfect Q right timed as the Pantheon tries to jump in, but Pantheon burns his flash. Xerath matched the roam, gets Tom Kench's flash out, and might be able to kill him there. He uses his gray health shield, and it seems to be a even trade for both teams.
Man, if Tom Kench was able to get off one more lick, he might have been able to get the Pantheon for us.
Very unfortunate, yeah. I have, it was just so close. If anything was slightly different, one minor change, it could have changed that whole outcome.
It looks like Pantheon and Cassante switch lanes.
That is interesting. I believe Cassante performs worse into Teemo than Pantheon, though, because a lot of Cassante's damage, where most people don't expect it, is his passive, where when you land an ability, his next auto on that champion will deal 1% max health physical damage. And when he's in all out, that does 1% max health true damage. I think maybe 1.6%. It does scale. So, pretty bad matchup for the Cassante. I wonder why they are swapping lanes.
I think they're more concerned with Renekton overall, but everyone makes a mistake of underestimating the person top lane. Yeah, he might not have the best track record, but when he does well, boy, does he do well if they're giving him all the chances to do well.
Yeah, maybe they were just temporarily holding the lane for them. It seems like that's what they were doing and not a full lane swap.
Hopefully. That would be good on them, but it'd be much better for us if they didn't.
Swapping control wards. But Tom Kench gets caught out trying to clear vision. Loses about quarter, maybe a third health. Nothing too bad yet, though. Does not look like it'll net into a kill. Might have to force Bissell to back, which is not the best for the bot lane. So it does seem that Cassante is still mid. Renekton gets ulted under tower, and it just will kill him there? Yeah, unfortunately.
I feel that's what Cassante was trying to do the first time.
Yeah. It's just positioned a little too far up. You have to respect that ult, but it's okay. I sometimes just completely miss out on that. But Kha'Zix going for that engage into top lane. Pantheon just ults away.
Teemo gets
it. Live, but the burn on Teemo, gotta love that poison. Everyone underestimates it. Unfortunately, that is a trade for Dragon because if you're ganking top lane, you can't be in bot for Dragon. But that is a decent trade as it does give our top laner a kill.
So looks like there's a lot of ults going bot.
Jin's curtain call going out bot lane doesn't net any kills. That is, really good for WSUTech, but that is a lot of cooldowns for Dupage to spend. I don't know how I'd feel if I were them spending all of that for nothing.
And with Jinx above half health, they definitely get out of there alive.
Absolutely. They do force a back out of Abyssal, which I believe nets them a plate. Yep, right there. And the Viego invading our red side. So they are trying to make up for those lost cooldowns by getting as many resources as they can. but it could turn poorly on them if Viego overstays in that invade, but it looks like he's getting out now, clearing vision, and just playing very safe with that. So that was a decent trade for Dupage, but still, the bot lane will be able to keep in mind how many cooldowns were down, and that will allow them to possibly net a kill later.
It looks like Teemo and Pantheon are kind of staggering who's in lane at the moment.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going back and forth. I'd like to see a slow push into a crash, and that would change up the pacing a little bit, or maybe a freeze if possible, because a freeze would absolutely benefit the undefined here if they're just staggering and going back and forth on backing, shoving, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like a little poke goes out onto the Jinx, but nothing too much because, like I said, Xerath's damage during the laning phase isn't too much. Renekton fighting the Cassante in lane, not realizing that Viego is walking up. Cassante misses the Q3, Cassante looking for the dive, but then leaves with his Ghost because he realizes that the Kha'Zix is here, but Cassante ults the Kha'Zix. They're able to use the jump to get over the wall and kill the Viego. That is a massive kill for WSUTech. Cassante goes in, Q3's the Renekton, but Memento Mori able to get the kill. Cassante underestimates Renekton's healing and damage. You gotta respect that. You have to respect that damage.
Huge play in mid for everybody there.
Absolutely massive value. That is amazing. It nets us so much gold. Gotta say, I think it's looking pretty even now. We might WSUTech might be down 2 kills, might be down 2k gold, but that 2k gold can be made up so soon now. We have clearly shown that despite being down in gold, we are able to outplay these people, and we are able to get a win out of this. But Jinx getting a lot of damage done onto her. Tahm Kench ults and eats the Jinx to protect him, but unfortunately, it's looking like the curtain call on Jhin is able to kill Abyssal, but Jinx does get out. That is really good for Javi the Javelin. Big fight going on in the Baron pit. Unfortunately, it seems like just a little bit of damage there is able to kill the Kha'Zix, and it is not a great fight for WSUTech.
I'm not sure if Kha'Zix reset after that great fight in mid. I think he went straight up to Rift Pit, so hopefully this reset will help him get back into the groove.
I think so. Teemo pops Ghost trying to chase down the Pantheon. Flashes as well. Could be able to kill on a dive.
That's
here.
A kill.
The poison kills. That is wonderful. You gotta love it when you see a Teemo may know those limits.
Also, I see that Teemo took Fleet of Footwork. He is really relying on the speed here and giving himself some good lane sustain at the same time.
Oh yeah, Fleet Footwork and Ghost, and on top of that, Teemo's W giving him move speed on a passive and an active. That is just pure dodging ability and chasing ability. You cannot keep up with that Teemo. If that Teemo wants to get to you, there's no running away. If you want to chase a Teemo, there's no catching up. You gotta stun him. It seems like Renekton is going in for a kill here. Tahm Kench is roaming to mid, gets the Xerath to half health, kills him instantly with the long range damage. Then it looks like there's also some fighting going on in top lane. Cassante is going after the Teemo, so it looks like the Pantheon wanted to be in that mid fight. Jhin is trying to catch up to the Tahm Kench, but Tahm Kench does have the Grey Health Shield, and it looks like that WSUTech wants to fall off Jhin taking a tower shot, so he's a little lower for any possible future fights that could end up looking bad for him, because Renekton's damage is very high, and he may very well be able to heal this up if they try to fight him under tower.
Or they might just get him here.
Unfortunately for Renekton, the long range poke on Jhin is just too much to handle.
Looks like Teemo got killed top by Cassante, and then Jinx was pretty close to getting that tower bot lane until Viego chased him off.
Yeah, it started off as a really good trade for WSUTech, but unfortunately just got worse. But, things happen. They are still absolutely in the game. It's only a 4k gold lead. Not even, actually.
Looks like they're going for a Rift Herald angle, trading Dragon for that.
Yeah, it seems that they recognized that they were not able to get that dragon, so they just wanted to get any objective they could to trade it. And Rift Herald could allow them to get some towers and even out that gold advantage. But Pantheon ults to the Herald, looking to clean up WSUTech. But seems like Pantheon was also able to steal the Herald. That is really, really not great for WSUTech. That turned from a somewhat unfavorable trade to a massive trade for Dupage.
It looks like there's a control ward in the Rift Herald pit, and no one cleared it before starting the Rift Herald. I think they thought they could clear it before they showed up. But it is a very high movement speed team between Viego, Jhin, and Pantheon.
Oh, absolutely. They have so much map pressure, especially with Xerath's ult as well, being able to be near global and just get damage out whenever he wants. Very scary to deal with. Looks like Xerath knows that Kha'Zix wanted to be in the red side jungle, and he was playing alongside Jhin for that stun, but fortunately for WSUTech, Kha'Zix was able to leap out of the way of danger and lives, but will definitely have to back. Some light trades going on with Renekton into Cassante, but it does not look like either of them are exactly trying to all in right now. But if I had to guess, based on how they've been playing, one of them is looking for an all-in, and it looks like there's an all-in going right now with the Q3, but unfortunately Cassante saw the Jinx too soon, and the Cassante is leaving. Very unfortunate timing on that. If just timed a little bit later and the bot lane walked there just a little later, maybe the Cassante would have overextended and there would have been a fight there.
It looks like Dupage is really trying to push for a Rift Herald bot side.
Oh, absolutely. I have to agree. It seems like they just want to clear, because isn't that what they did last game? It was a side lane and then they went and cleared mid, right? But it was top lane
Yes.
instead of bot. Yeah, so it seems like their strategy is to shove out a side lane first, which is very smart. You know, it gets that pressure, especially now when Baron is going to be spawning in 2.5 minutes. They want to get that pressure bot lane, so someone's always going to be having to match the wave in bot lane, so they will be able to have a player advantage for Baron.
Absolutely. And it's something that not a lot of people really think about when watching or even playing League is the team macro gameplay is more than just team fighting. It's how do we pressure, how do we discuss this? And it takes a lot of ahead of time planning if you're doing something like this competitively.
Absolutely. You see a lot of teams ignore it. You see a lot of players, just not even in teams, just in general, think, how can I get mechanically better? But League of Legends is a game of knowledge. And it looks like Teemo gets caught out overextending, going for trades on the Pantheon in lane, and a 3-person roamed up and got him from behind. Very unfortunate. Heralding top lane instead of bot, because it seems they just decided that they wanted the constant wave state advantage for top lane instead of the side lane pressure in bot lane, which makes sense. Viego goes for the flash in onto Jinx. Jinx trying to kite out. Fortunately, the rest of the team is here. Jinx is able to live, gets the passive reset, but Xerath does catch him out. That's very unfortunate. It's a 1-for-1 trade, but I believe that is better for Renekton, because correct me if I'm wrong, Dupage's players should be worth more gold right now.
Yes. I think really here what WSUTech needs is to really double down on getting that bot lane killed, especially Jhin, who has not died all game, and hopefully Renekton and Xerath can possibly get that if they live here.
Yeah, Jhin going for the curtain call, doesn't get a kill off it, but pokes out the Kha'Zix to a point where it seems like he couldn't fight, but does end up jumping in and killing the Xerath, looking for that low health target and cleaning up for the team. That's a very smart option, because it made sure that the Xerath could not get out safely after getting poked down, but it might end in him getting killed by the Cassante, because Cassante does have Ghost, and people do not realize how scary Ghost is. It does let you move further in the time period it's active than Flash. Flash is just instant. and that's why people take Flash more. But Ghost is a very underrated summoner spell, and then we get another 3-on-1 killing the Tom Kench. So it seems like they started off with a really good team fight, but ended up just splitting up into individuals instead of staying together, and they got them all killed while they were low. Very unfortunate.
And I think Jinx got dropped on a couple different times there, and instead of heading straight back to tower, he tried to go through jungle there, which put him in the way of Viego, sadly.
Yeah, I did notice that. Fighting in that jungle is a tight corridor, and for a heavy poke and skill shot heavy team, that is not a good spot you want to be in. Seems like Dupage is going for the dragon here, and they will get it uncontested because of that team fight. Very unfortunate. That puts them onto Soul Point. Renekton going for a fight onto the Xerath, realizing that Jhin is there, wants to leave because he does not want to get poked out. He has seen what has happened before and realizes how scary that those two together can be, because Xerath has hit the point of the game where he does not do 0 damage.
And even though the last fight was really good because Renekton was able to get that kill on Jhin, it definitely has not put him quite to the point yet where he can solo both.
It seems like that Teemo is going AD, which has kind of changed up how this team comp is looking, because at first it looked like there was some AP pressure and Cassante would have to build at least anathemas or some hybrid item, but it seems like now Cassante is going to be able to build full armor due to the itemization of Teemo. Very interesting choice. I wonder what the theory is behind that.
I think he let his runes dictate too much what his build is going to do, which is a very common mistake. A lot of people think that if you go an ADC rune like Fleet of Footwork or Lethal Tempo, you have to go AD. But really, runes can only do so much, and especially with the new items this season, you can really mix and match whatever you'd like. And Teemo is so strong right now with Malignance as an item, AP really would have been the better call here.
Yeah, I would have loved to see AP Teemo here. It would have given them someone to melt that Cassante and really just shut down their front line in team fights. But the AD still could work because Blade of the Rune King does give max health damage, or current health damage. I apologize. Seems like Kha'Zix is looking to catch someone out, and it looks like they might be looking to fight the Viego inside of his jungle, as they did get vision on him. They use a vision cone as well. They're looking at him. Renekton goes in, gets a big engage, chunks out Viego's health. Kha'Zix going into a stealth ultimate, looking to jump in on him, but Pantheon roams up to help the Viego, stuns the Renekton. Renekton trying to heal up, but does not hit enough people to heal as much as he'd like, and then they stay all grouped together so Kha'Zix cannot get any isolation. That was a really unfortunate fight. Seemed like Dupage was baiting them out or just ready for it. They collapsed onto WSUTech really hard.
Yeah, it looks like all 5 of them were there, so they're definitely looking for a hard push in mid here while Cassante draws some attention bot.
Yeah, it seems like Teemo is trying to chunk out the Cassante while Cassante gets the tower because there's not much else to do here. Unfortunately, due to Cassante being full armor, it's really hard to chunk out damage on him. Jhin goes for a curtain call, but Tom Kench ults the Teemo, eats him up, spits him out, gets him out of safely. Very unfortunate to have to use that ult, but they did get out Jin's cooldowns. Looks like now Dupage is just looking for some poke, but you know, nothing too hard. From what I noticed, Dupage is a very good team at noticing when a fight arises and how to deal with it. They're very reactive and try to be as only proactive when they need to be, not all the time. They're not looking for fights. They take fights when they arise.
Yeah, and it looks like WSUTech has always kind of been the opposite. They're very much like look for this and engage upon it kind of team.
Oh yeah, I mean, when I was on the team, I was calling engages all the time. I can absolutely attest to that, which is not a bad way to play, but it seems that Dupage's playstyle is just working out better right now.
Yes.
Fortunately, that does get down, I believe, the first inhib of the game, but they're going for team fights and probably just going to try to end off of this. they should have a big enough minion wave and a strong enough one with Baron buff, but they're just looking to clear them out WSUTech players that are remaining, so they aren't able to clear out the waves, so they can guarantee that end here.
Absolutely. While this game was better than the previous, it still seems that
But it does look
laning
like a big
phase
fight
really is where
happening.
they're
But
lane
I
phase is really where they're
think
getting
if they
hit.
just focus on Nexus, yeah, they just end there. Very unfortunate game, but a massive improvement from last game. We do like to see that improvement, and I'd like to say next game they're going to turn it around.
Hopefully they do. I will not be here for that, sadly. I do need to head out, but I hope to hear that some good stuff happen for them.
Yep, that would be ideal. And I wish you luck on where you have to go.
Thank you.
All right, here we go, guys. We're going to take a short break, and we will be back in a few minutes for a must-win Game 3. Alright guys, we're back here with a must-win Game 3 for WSUTech. I'll be taking over Maria's spot, try to provide a little color commentary, and I'll turn it over to Audrey here for pick bands.
All right, so starting off with another Aatrox ban and Dupage going with another Yone ban. They're really trying to take out that Yone because I believe they looked at what WSU Tech plays and knows that I believe it is Memento Mori very comfortable on the Yone.
Definitely. He's definitely comfortable on Yone.
Yep, going with another Zac ban for WSU Tech, understandably so. Zac is so tanky, does so much damage that you don't expect from someone who builds full tank, and it's just that engage is gross. So I totally get that ban.
That engage is huge. And he's
Oh yeah.
they had some item changes this time around, right? Where there's a lot more of the max health, where he's able to build health and damage at the same time.
Uh-huh. With the just a lot of max health items, just more items that give health and regeneration. It's just a really good season for Zac.
Yeah.
The Malphite ban, so it seems that either they want to draft a lot of AD on Dupage's team because of the Malphite ban, or they believe that Undefined is going to pick Malphite here. Hard to tell, but it does seem that the first pick is going to be Pike for presumably Abyssal. You know, that is a support character, but you never know. It could
does
be a
love
Pike mid.
I know he does love to play Pike, so I'm not shocked if he ends up with that.
Yeah, would make the most sense. Set that could be a mid or top. That is a flexible pick that a lot of people don't realize can be flexed mid. And as we saw last game, their mid laner can play some top laners in mid, so
For
very
sure.
possible. And it seems like Dupage wants to pick away the Teemo from WSU Tech, trying to make sure that it doesn't get picked again. They think that maybe Undefined is a little too comfortable on it and trying to take that comfort away. But,
Yeah,
you
for sure.
know, if you play a lot of a champion, you should know what beats that champion. So I'd be a little worried if I were Dupage for that. You know, Undefined, a lot of hours on Teemo. Gotta say, I'd be surprised if he doesn't know what beats Teemo. Twitch pick, presumably for the ADC, but I've seen it flexed mid before, but I'm assuming it's an Akshan mid.
I would assume, yeah.
Still, a lot of flexible picks on both teams. You know, Twitch and Akshan are both relatively flexible. You know, obviously they have their main roles, but they are flexible in their off roles. Lee Sin on Dupage, that is 100% a jungle pick. Really no flexibility there. Last time Lee Sin was played mid lane was like 3 or 4 years ago. Lilia ban, it's a pretty strong ban just because that champion is so oppressive with so much max health damage and 2 damage in her kit. The insane move speed to catch up to anyone, just a really strong champion. Completely understandable ban.
She just looks so nice, though. Like, she's just a little dryad. What's she gonna do?
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
she's a sweetheart.
Oh,
Until you walk up to her, get hit by your sweet spot Q, and lose half your health to true
yeah.
damage.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Alright, so Fiddlesticks ban. See, I think they're just trying to get rid of strong team fighter there because last time Fiddlesticks was picked by WSU Tech was last season when there was a different jungler. Specifically, Javelin was the jungler, correct?
Correct, yes. I don't think we've picked Fiddle this season.
I do not believe so either. So, interesting ban. They either watched last season's gameplay or just getting rid of a general good team fighter. Hard to say which one influenced their ban, but both good reasons. One of them more so than the other, though.
We got a Maokai and a Kled ban from our side.
Yeah, both good bans, but I don't know how I feel about the Kled ban because I do know Undefined is comfortable on Kled. That is one of his main champions. So an interesting ban for sure.
Yeah, it's curious for sure.
But I trust that they know what they're doing and they have a theory behind their picks and bans here. Dr. Mundo pick. I do not know if that is the best pick into Teemo because he's very auto attack heavy, but definitely can live. Could also be a Mundo jungle and a Mordekaiser top. But it could also be a Mordekaiser jungle and a Mundo top. Those are both very flexible picks. It seems like every pick here can be flexed other than Pyke. And even still, players like Davemon do play Pyke mid. So,
Yeah, definitely some
definitely an
options here
interesting
for the
comp.
team.
If I had to guess, though, I'm going to say that Twitch is going to want to stay mid and go AP because of the Rammus pick, which is looking pretty likely.
They should be in order here, so Undefined should be... We should get a Mundo top and a Mord
This is looking
jungle.
good. Because Twitch giving the viability of going AP shuts down the Rammus pretty hard. I don't think I've seen Rammus solution
Yeah, that
as
is
like a
interesting.
combo. I'm gonna assume they're switching stuff around.
And we got the return of Lisa in mid here, maybe?
Maybe, who knows? Maybe it could be back in the meta and we're just unaware of it.
All right, we'll have a little break here for spectator delay, so we'll put some tunes on and we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Okay.
All right, folks, we are back here into this game. Get our scoreboard and stuff up here for everybody.
Yeah, so it looks like Dupage is sticking to that Rammus support because he did not bring Smite, so it is not a Rammus jungle, it is a Teemo jungle. Very interesting picks. Don't see those too often, but
Full
I'm
invade here.
assuming Dupage does have a plan here. Looking for that full invade, very scary, wrapping all the way around to stay out of vision.
We have a counter invade from WSUTech as well. This is kind of interesting.
Yeah, that little invade trade. You know, they're just swapping jungles. You know, no big deal. At least it doesn't net into any deaths.
Well, this is going to be
Unless
dangerous
it
here.
does look like Akshan is walking down, could be caught out alone. And Mordekaiser walks up, doesn't completely unaware of there, and yeah, gets jumped on by those three. Does not stick to that invade. I think they were just looking for vision on their blue side, or their red side rather, and unfortunately it ended poorly for them. That double invade worked out a lot better for Dupage. Looks like they're going to try to jump on the Pike. The Pike thinking that they might have left the invade instead of staying, and they did not a kill on the Pike. That starts 2-0 for Dupage. That is a rough start. Set going for a trade, starting with his E, going for that trade on the Mundo, but Mundo does have his passive up, so it does not net into any extra damage because he avoided the stun. Twitch going for a really good trade onto Lee Sin because Lee Sin is melee and has pretty rough trading patterns in lane. And, you know, Twitch has insane range, and especially with Halo Blades, very hard to outtrade that.
Sure, we will see the resurgence of Lisa in mid here, maybe.
Possibly, very possibly. So it looks like Mundo getting hit by a couple set E's, not really spacing them too hard, but not taking too much damage. Looks like Lucian is just looking to trade with his passive and not really look for anything super aggressive. You know, Akshan going for some poke with the boomerang. You know, that's a general pattern of Akshan. Just throw the boomerang, then when they're about half health, you're able to all-in them. It's pretty nice. Lee Sin going for an all-in, letting that kick, getting an all-in trade, but not trying to overstay. It's welcome. He knows he's a burst champion, and he knows he can't overstay too hard, especially against Twitch, because Twitch can definitely out-sustain DPS Lee Sin.
Sure. Looks like Set's got Mundo under tower here.
Oh, yeah. And there was a bit of an aggressive trade from the Lucian's part. Did use his dash aggressively instead of defensively, but didn't really net anything. And it looks like their bot lane's pretty even in health. Top lane is definitely an advantaged health state for the set. And the Twitch going invisible, able to get a surprise onto the Teemo, but unfortunately Lee Sin matched the roam and Set was walking down, so they aren't able to get anything off that. And the Teemo blind does stop the Mordekaiser from getting his auto damage off, which did lead into a double kill for Dupage. Pretty unfortunate to see, but you know, a 4 kill deficit is not a over game. It's only a 2k gold lead, and we've seen WSUTech fight with a 2k gold deficit before.
Yeah, definitely not over at this point. Mundo's got to be careful here. I don't think he knows about that Teemo Roman.
No, unfortunately,
like he's gonna back.
Probably does not have vision there, but Teemo does back, which is good for the Mundo. Unfortunately, Mundo is staying, and that Q did not do much damage because of bone plating, and Set does get the level up there, so Set has a level advantage, health advantage, but bone plating is down, so Mundo's poke will be stronger now, and he is consistently landing those Qs, which is very useful. Twitch does get 5 poison stacks onto the Lee Sin. Lee Sin dives in onto the Twitch with his Q, going for an all-in trade. Twitch looking to match that, trying to outdamage him. Gets the level up in the middle of the fight, but it doesn't seem like enough to outdamage the Lee Sin. Unfortunately, he dies and Rammus was roaming up, so either way, there was really nothing he could do about that. That death was inevitable.
Looks like they're going to roam up here, maybe catch Mundo from behind.
Looks like they might be looking for a dive, actually, yeah. Which would not look good because Mundo's health is very low. You know, very easy to dive that. Set also does just hit level 6. Or no, he didn't. Sorry, I missaw that. Without 6 on either of them, it's a pretty even trade, and Mundo might be able to kill the Set if they do dive him, because Set is really low. Now the wave is not under tower anymore. They decided against diving, but they might try to proxy that wave behind them, which is exactly what they do. And now that's setting up for a full wave to crash under the tower. That's 6 minions leading to a dive in top lane, or one could only assume.
Should get a play here too.
Seems like they're leaving from the plate to hover grubs, and Set is looking for a reset. Doesn't look like Teemo's going to be able to clear those grubs in time. Oh, but he does get the heal from the level up and killing that first grub, which is able to help his clear immensely.
He's taking a lot of damage here. Looks like he's got a pop
Yeah.
rolling too.
Definitely looking to just clear that grub and back, because he does not have enough health to do anything after that. Looks like he actually might look for the invade, because clearing those grubs does give you a little bit of healing because of the lifesteal on the jungle pet. Looking to invade the WSUTech blue side jungle and take the Gromp, which is pretty unfortunate. Mundo roaming down to mid lane, looking for a possible pick on the Lee Sin. Trying to go from behind Lee Sin. Bot lane staying invisible. Pyke roaming up to the Lee Sin. Pyke missing the hook because of Lee Sin's insane mobility. Landing a Q onto the Twitch, though. Will he go in on that? No one can know until it happens. Twitch playing pretty aggressively position-wise, and Rammus does go in onto the Akshan, and Teemo, sitting inside the jungle, is able to catch out Mordekaiser without Mordekaiser being able to react to it. Mordekaiser does get the shield off of his W. Mundo's walking down. It looks like it could be a good trade. Teemo uses flash, and Mordekaiser is able to get the kill with a sweet spot Q. Set walking over, flashing over the wall, going for the Mundo. Mundo doesn't really have many cooldowns to fight. Already burned Ghost, missed the Q. It is not looking great. You can't miss that Q. That's where most of your damage comes from, and your healing. That's a second Q. It costs health to spend to use your Q on Mundo, and if you land it, you get that health refunded. But if you miss it, that health is just gone. You have got to hit those if you want to take those trades. Now, Mordekaiser going for an invade onto the enemy jungle, going for the red side, clearing the Raptors, and then backing. Teemo starting on the Krug, so he does not find the Mordekaiser. If Teemo found the Mordekaiser was low enough to instantly die. Twitch roaming top for mid lane, looking for a kill onto the Set. Mundo's half health, which is enough health to tank this. Misses the E on Set, misses the E onto Twitch. And then it looks like that Pyke was looking to ward Dragon. Set ults back into the tower range and is walking away. But the poison would have killed Set, but unfortunately Set did get a level up. If they're able to land a Mundo Q here onto this Set, he's going to be slowed enough. But he sits in that bush instead of walking away the full way to make himself less predictable to land a Q on. But unfortunately, just because the Q missed does not mean he won't die, because staying in that bush put him into a position for death. Looked like it was a great trade for Akshan in the bot lane. Was able to get some damage out onto the Rammus. They're both about half health on bot lane, and with Pyke coming back to lane, with full health, it's looking like the bot lane is forced to back here, and Akshan is able to get some minions safely. Very good trade for WSUTech there, and it is slightly closing the gap.
While that fight was going on up top, there was Pyke got kind of out of position and got caught in front of Dragon Pit and was able to escape out of there without dying, which is good for WSUTech.
Very fortunate for that. Very fortunate. Seems like Mundo is just trying to get that plate and then back, but unfortunately Set was back in lane too quickly. And it looks like Dupage is looking for Dragon take over here. And Mordekaiser is not near Dragon, so there's not much that the WSUTech team can do to stop that Dragon take. But it looks like they're positioning to clean up the fight after the Dragon is taken with Twitch and Pyke. And then Lee Sin on Dupage's side does get a good engage onto the Pyke. Pyke looking like he's about to die. Twitch can't do much. Gets taunted by the Rammus. Gets kicked by Lee Sin and dies. That is one ult out on Dupage's side, which is good. But unfortunately, they did get 2 kills from that. It was a 2v3, so it wasn't the greatest fight to take. But it looks like Mordekaiser is going to try to make up for that gank in top lane. Oh, gets hit by all of Set's cooldowns, gets hit by the sweet spot. But fortunately for him, it does not matter, because the sheer damage that 2 versus 1 can put out, it did not matter that he tanked that sweet spot and that ultimate, because Mordekaiser is one tanky champion, and Dr. Mundo was able to put out sustained DPS and land all of his abilities onto him.
A couple of things to watch there. Abyssal used his flash in that exchange, and then Set just burned his Ignite as well.
So that's some more cooldowns down. Unfortunately, Support Flash is gone, which is a very valuable spell, but it looks like getting Set's Ignite will be useful for him. Looks like Lee Sin's going for an engage onto the Dr. Mundo, but missed his Q and hit a minion instead, so he's trying to leave that because there's a really good trade from Mundo, taking out about half of Lee Sin's health. But it looks like Rammus is also going for the Dr. Mundo. It looks like a 3-person roam top, but Dr. Mundo slows and the Ghost is letting him get out fairly safely, it looks like. And with the Blast Cone, Lee Sin does land the Q and waits for that Blast Cone to follow him, but Lee Sin does not have the damage to chase him on that.
I think I collapse on Twitch here. Looks like Twitch gets out.
Twitch is looking for that tower, which is a little greedy, unfortunately, but he looks like he's baiting for the Mordekaiser. Actually, he does dive for it, but Mordekaiser might be able to get something out of this. Unfortunately for him, he did not get the ult off and died, which is not the best trade, but it was really close. I could have seen that working out great and getting Mordekaiser a double kill there.
His R
Just
go
a
on
few
cooldown?
things needed to happen differently. Yeah, his R did go on cooldown. It got canceled.
Gotcha.
I believe Rammus used something that made him spell immune. I'm not too sure. He could have Quicksilver Sash as an item, but I cannot see that. No, he doesn't. That is interesting. I don't know why it got canceled. Lee Sin going in, but did not see the auction because the auction was invisible. So he thought what was a good engage is actually a bad engage. Auction going for the ult, but the ult getting blocked by the tower, unfortunately. Rammus now going for the engage, trying to clean up that fight and turn what was a good fight for WSUTech to a good fight for Dupage. Dupage getting some kills on, getting a kill onto them, and getting Akshan low, but Akshan does get out and lives. There's a fight going down bot lane with Twitch trying to kill the Lucian. Lucian low and has poison on him, and it should be able to kill him with that restacking of the poison. And now he dies, which is a shutdown for Twitch. That is a positive gold trade for WSUTech and that 1-for-1. But unfortunately, the fight mid lane did make it so it was about even trade for Dupage and WSUTech. Now Mordekaiser looking to take out the Teemo. Teemo chunking out a lot of Mordekaiser's health, especially because he's being targeted by grubs as well. And then Set walking down, Mundo matching that walk down, Mundo looking for that Teemo, trying to stop him from getting away, trying to at least get one kill out of this fight. Pyke does walk up and is able to do that, but now it's a 2 versus 5, I believe, but now it's a 3 versus 5, but Akshan gets there just a little too late and they has to run away.
Yeah, just a rough engage over there overall.
Yeah, it was just really rushed. Everyone was staggering their collapse, but Dupage was just a little closer, so unfortunately their stagger worked a lot better.
9 kills down here, almost 5.5k gold. Definitely a hole gonna have to work ourselves out of here. Got Rift Herald coming up here in a little bit.
Looking like Twitch is going for the ult there, trying to get a decent trade with it. Twitch's ult isn't as useful when going AP versus AD, but it does still give that bonus range, but it's more of a zoning tool than anything. Now trying to run away from the Rammus, but unfortunately Rammus's Q does allow him to catch up. But Mordekaiser takes the blast cone to get over to that fight, but Twitch is Twitch is getting ran down by Teemo. Teemo then starts backing in the bush, and then because Twitch hit the Teemo Shroom, it did kill him. Akshan going for an ult onto the Rammus. It's getting blocked by the Lee Sin. They're looking to clean up this fight. Pyke walking up with the Akshan, trying to make a solid duo play, but unfortunately they're able to kill the Pyke. And then Akshan is alone in a 1v4. Maybe he's going to try to kill the Rammus here, get one, but it looks like he is unable to get anything. And Teemo gets a pentakill. Very massive for Dupage. That is very unfortunate for WSUTech. It is just a very staggered fight for them. They were going in one after another and getting split up. You do not want to fight in the jungle against these skill shot heavy champions because it makes it so easy for them to land that on you into those tight corridors. You want to play in more open areas like the river or the lanes.
Looks like we'll get back out in the lanes here and see if we can maybe catch a pick or two.
It looks like that WSUTech is trying to stay a little more grouped now, because they do not want to get staggered and caught out like they have been. But it does look like Dupage is able to get Rift Herald, and then Rammus looking to get an all-in onto Akshan, but Akshan is able to get away relatively safely with the grappling hook, but he did recognize not to chase that because he saw the Lucian was right behind the Rammus. If Rammus was alone, would have been nice to catch him out, but unfortunately, they seem to be moving in pairs over on Dupage's side. Now it does look like Twitch and Pike are sitting there looking for a possible kill onto the bot laners, but Lee Sin is also here. They missed the stun onto Rammus because Rammus' ult gave him a little dash, which made him dodge it, and then Lee Sin is able to clean up the fight. So unfortunately, it does net a kill for Dupage, and the gold lead is just being furthered and furthered. It is now a 12,000 gold differential.
Yeah, Tech's going to have to do a lot here to get back into this one. This is not looking good so far.
Very unfortunate. But miracles can happen in a do or die type of match, and that's exactly what WSU's in right now. And if they play, smart enough and Dupage makes enough mistakes, maybe they get too cocky, could look good. But unfortunately, it looks like Dupage is not trying to get cocky and just trying to take these good fights. They recognize a good fight there, picked out one person, and then just getting their picks one after another. But fortunately, it does not look like Twitch is going to die, so it isn't a full team wipe, and we do have Akshan and Pike still up, I believe. I did not think they died either. They were able to get into that fight well, but unfortunately for WSUTech, Dupage does get the dragon off that, which puts them on 2 dragons to 0.
Looks like Lee Sin split pushing here a little bit.
Looks like he's going for a 2v1 onto the set, but unfortunately Pike was just not close enough to capitalize off that slow that Twitch applied. And now Pike is alone against the set. Twitch really needs to roam to that if they want to capitalize off of it, but it looks like Set is trying to lead them into the Rammus. But Mordekaiser is also there, but unfortunately it looks like Akshan gets caught out in mid lane by the bot laners, which gets him killed. That's another kill to Dupage. But thankfully, our Twitch, Mordekaiser, and Pike did not get baited into a bad fight, but it looks like Dupage is trying to play a little more aggressively now, seeing how big their lead is and be a little more proactive, trying to take that fight. But it seems like Mordekaiser's damage is really chunking them out. Unfortunately, Pike does get caught out by the Set, does not realize he's walking up there, and Set's damage is just too much to handle with Teemo's burst on his Q as well. Just could not do anything against that and got him basically instantly killed at a quarter health. Shocking to see.
And when
They block another Akshan ult.
The champs get ahead in this game. It is they get dangerous very quickly.
So it does seem like Mundo is looking to just shut down those low health targets because he recognized by the time he was too far in, there was nothing else he could do, but he was able to get that shutdown on Teemo, which is nice to get. Does shorten the gold gap just a little bit. But at this point, the disparity is a little large, but the shutdown still does help. Now Rammus chasing down and Set ulting the Pike. It looks like they're going to try to take out a mid tower here, the inhibitor tower, and possibly get the inhibitor as well. But I don't know if they're going to try to end off this. Dupage seems to like to end through 2 lanes unless it's a guaranteed win through 1 lane. So it looks like they're going to leave the inhibitor and go for the solo kill onto the Mordekaiser that got caught out into the jungle. Really just taking these numbers advantage fights, going for the 2, 3, 4 on 1s, and not really going for the team fights as much unless they know they have player advantage in those team fights. Dupage, despite having an insane lead, are still playing smart. It's very good strategy because a lot of people let a lead get to their head and will just play too unsafe when they have that lead, give away shutdowns, and let themselves die.
Baron's up here. Let's see. We got a fight right before Baron, and this will
Looks
probably
like Twitch gets
decide
caught
the game
out.
here.
But with the slow and ghost, he might be able to get out. Lucian burns his ult. Twitch goes for the blast cone, but unfortunately Lucian's dash does put him right in the perfect position to kill the Twitch. That is now a 4v5 for Baron as Baron spawns, and another kill gets netted onto the Pyke. That makes it a 3v5 for Baron, but they might not even need to get Baron. They might be able to end just off of this alone, because it looks like Set is looking for another pick here along with the Lucian, and just trying to catch up this Akshan as he's alone, and they know they have numbers advantage. Plus they're ending through top lane as well. Gives them 2 lanes to end on, like I said. That's how they like to end. And it guarantees them more minions, which makes it easier for them to get the Nexus towers. So now they're looking for team fights because they know they have stat advantage and item advantage. Even though they lost their numbers advantage, that numbers advantage is what let them end through top lane. But looks like Set's getting really low, gets stunned too long to use his W. Twitch gets a massive shutdown. Mordekaiser gets a really good kill. Twitch gets a double kill. It looks like WSUTech is turning around the fight. Akshan spinning around. Pyke gets a really good ult shutdown. It looks like Lucian is the only one putting out damage left. Lucian gets shut down. Twitch gets a triple kill. Rammus goes for the kill in the Akshan. Now it's Rammus versus Mordekaiser, or Dr. Mundo, and Mordekaiser's also here to fight. Twitch got shut down somewhere in that fight, but it's a massive fight for WSUTech. It net them 4 kills and made it so Dupage can't end. I'm sure they regret not getting that Baron now.
Yeah, they definitely should have went for Baron there.
I totally agree. But, hindsight's 2020.
For sure.
I would have probably tried to end there too. But I'm sure that massive play put WSUTech's team morale much higher. They were taking a fight out of desperation. They knew how behind they were, but getting that victory in that fight, that might just be enough to get the team morale enough and get them enough gold to put them back in the game. That's what I was talking about earlier. In these life or death situations, do or die, you got to take these desperation plays and it can create a miracle. And that fight just might have been what they were looking for.
It was definitely what they needed to get going. We'll see if they can build on that and capitalize here.
Oh, yeah. It's still definitely behind for WSUTech, as we're seeing Twitch gets caught out there. Very unfortunate. And it is now Soul Point, as I forgot to mention. They did take Dragon over on Dupage's side. And WSUTech is forced to defend their base, trying to take a fight without the Twitch, which is very unfortunate, as Twitch was the main contributor to the last fight, being mostly true damage. It was very useful into the Rammus in the set. And Pyke is killed, but they did kill the Lee Sin, and Twitch will be up in 10 seconds. So if they keep trying to end and they're able to just delay that end and wait for Twitch to come back up, it could be a winnable fight in a 4v4 situation, because if they can just frontline for the Twitch's damage, even if behind, is a very scary amount. Now Twitch is back alive. It's a 4v4, and Set ults them under tower. Set taking a lot of tower damage, looking like he's about to W. Set uses W, gets a massive shield, but Set dies for it, and it looks like Teemo's going to die to the tower, and it looks like Akshan is back up. Both Nexus Towers dead. It is looking bad for WSU Tech, but fortunately for them, it is a 3v1 here that looks like they can get a kill on the Lucian, but Lucian is able to kill the Akshan, and Mundo leaves, and Lucian gets a double kill onto the bot laners. That is very scary. And then Lee Sin is trying to end the game by X-Pekkaing, just trying to dodge the Dr. Mundo and just end. And Mundo can't really do anything about it. He seems like he's accepted his fate.
That is unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
Right. Well, I want to thank you, Audrey, for joining us today, and Maria, who's had to take off a little bit earlier. That unfortunately will end WSUTech's season here. They did make it to quarterfinals, but it will end there for them. So we will be back here at Tech in 2 weeks on April the 5th. Rocket League and Rainbow Six both have their regionals beginning on that Friday. So look for some news on that on our Instagram and social media stuff. There's information from Nightbot. You guys can check out links for Linktree that gives all of our social media stuff. You can go buy a shirt and all that stuff would help us out, help out the program. Thank you all for watching, and we will be back next in 2 weeks on Friday for some Rocket League or Rainbow Six action.